In this video, I want to show you a hypothetical couple that's 60 years old and has accumulated $2 million to see whether they can retire. And then you can take that and hopefully apply it to your situation. My name is Scott Caulfield. I'm a CPA, the CFA charter holder, and the founder of Sophos Wealth Management. So let's just look at our assumptions real quick. We're going to assume this is a 60-year-old couple who's married filing jointly. They've, like I said, they've accumulated $2 million, and this is going to exclude their primary residence. So we're going to pretend they have $1.2 million in IRAs. They've got $500,000 in Roth IRAs and $300,000 in other taxable accounts, savings accounts, and taxable brokerage accounts, etc. We're also going to just assume that between now and kind of our end of the analysis, which is when they're going to withdraw Social Security, that they're going to earn an investment return of 7%, and we can play with that and see what it does. We'll assume inflation of 3%. We're assuming that in today's dollars, their Social Security is going to be $60,000 a year. So we'll inflation adjust that to when they're actually 65. And that's when we're going to assume they take it. And then the big factor here is their spending need. We're assuming it is $120,000 per year. So let's start running through this. First thing I want to show you is just what does their cash flow needs look like, right? So it's $120,000 today. It's going to go up 3% a year, that inflation number. So we can kind of see what that looks like. And then we take the Social Security, which is going to kick in at 65, so 2029. We get to back that out. And what we want to do with the Social Security is I've adjusted it to show you the after-tax amount. So in this case, we're going to assume an effective tax rate of 10%, but that may or may not be a good assumption. You know, we can always play with that depending on our timing on their cash flow needs. But to make it easy, we're going to assume 10%. So you can kind of see what their need to withdraw from the portfolio looks like. So then the next kind of quadrant I've looked at here is, okay, what are those withdrawals going to look like? And how much do they need to withdraw each year? So you can see between 2024 and 2029 or 2028, that's when the withdrawals are much higher because we don't have Social Security next. In fact, you know, our withdrawals started about 125,000, almost 126,000. They climb as high as 141,000. And the reason those withdrawals are bigger than, say, that portfolio need is because we want to make sure this couple gets that after-tax need. So the amount that I've assumed comes out of their IRA account is going to be subject to taxes. Now, the amount from the Roth won't, and taxable, I'm kind of assuming not. So you can kind of see what that withdrawal need is. So then we look at, okay, what does their portfolio look like? You know, we're assuming that 7% growth, but we're also reducing it for withdrawals. And in the taxable case, we're reducing it for taxes. So you can see the portfolio is going to shrink slightly until we begin to take Social Security. Now, the withdrawal rate today, pre-Social Security, is higher than I would normally be comfortable with. But since we know that in the future, Social Security is kicking in, that's really what we want to look at. So if we go out to 2029, the withdrawal rate on which I would kind of base this analysis, they're going to need to withdraw 81,000, almost 82,000 from their investment portfolio. Based on the projections, again, that's 7% growth. Taking the withdrawals the first few years, the portfolio will still be right around 2 million in 2029. So that is a withdrawal rate of about 4.11%. Historically, a 4% withdrawal rate has never failed in all past conditions. Of course, you know, there's no guarantees in life, but a 4.1% withdrawal rate seems pretty darn appropriate. So I think this couple is not likely to fail. I think they can retire at 60 if that is their goal. So let's play with some of the assumptions for this couple. Let's say that instead of a $120,000 withdrawal or spending need today, it's $150,000. Changing the spending changes the analysis about as much as anything else. So this is going to make a huge impact. It would actually change that final withdrawal rate to closer to 6.71%. For that being the withdrawal rate at 65, I would be very uncomfortable with that. I would consider that kind of a failed situation. I would not recommend any clients going that route. So to me, you know, if they were spending $150,000, they could not retire. Assuming it was $150,000, and we made more aggressive assumptions. We said that they were going to earn an 11% investment return. They were going to have 2% inflation. And again, that investment return is between today and sort of at retirement. or at the Social Security date. I mean, obviously they're retiring today. Well, that would still result in a withdrawal rate of 5%. So 5.07. Now, it's questionable whether that's a safe withdrawal rate or not. I mean, in a lot of environments, people do think that actually is an okay withdrawal rate. Although, I don't want the base assumption to be, hey, we're going to earn 11% returns for the next 5 years. So that's where I'd have a problem with that. But, you can just see as you can kind of play with these factors, how it changes things. And the easiest variables for you as somebody considering your retirement to adjust is going to be, one, your spending, and two, when you retire and how much you can kind of save between now and then. Another key thing that you want to consider when doing all this is that it's very, very difficult to adjust spending down in the future. Much easier to take extra trips, that kind of stuff. So I always like to see people make kind of conservative assumptions to start with. And I'd much rather deliver the news that you can spend more and take more trips or leave a bigger legacy rather than have to deal with the disappointment. Well, I hope you found this example useful and interesting today. If you did, I encourage you to go to my channel and check out my other videos. And please like this video and subscribe. And always check out my website if you want more information.